ReefBum is sponsored by Bulk Reef Supply and Ecotech Marine.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. So as you can see behind me, the Peninsula tank is going to be rebooted. It's a hard decision because obviously the tank was doing so well. I was so pleased with it, but it was becoming an issue in terms of how fast all the corals were growing in. And I knew when the big centerpiece, which was the PC Rainbow and the TSA Bill Murray, that giant piece near the top, near the middle of the reef tank, once that was going to go, then it just, to me, seemed like it changed the whole character of the tank. And sure enough, a number of weeks ago, that piece did topple over. The rock that it was attached to actually tipped over, so it didn't break off. It had a very thin base on it. Both of those corals were really just fused together, and then, you know, just looking more at the other large colonies in that tank, I just really felt like it would be too much of a challenge to try to replace larger pieces that had grown in too much to shed out other corals. So I really like rebooting tanks. This thing's been going for 2.5, 3 years, I think it is, something to that effect. So I like to start from scratch and have a lot of fun, plant new frags. I feel like planting frags, you know, with a clean slate gives the best opportunity to have the real natural looking formation in terms of coral colonies. I just find that to be more desirable from what I like to do and what I like to look at with a reef tank. I just feel like it would be too much work and too much of a struggle to take out large colonies, put in small frags, and hope that they grow in the way they want to. And there's a number of corals that I do want to have in this Peninsula tank that were not in there or that I had lost and I'd saved in my frag tank. So this is going to be a really slow process in terms of taking down the colonies in this tank and fragging them up. A lot of big chunky frags I'll probably get out of a lot of these different colonies, but I'm going to be obviously saving my favorite pieces and growing them out, and also hopefully having some backup frags as well. So it's a really tough choice, but I do believe that it's going to be the best decision for this tank. I'm in it for the long haul. I started this Peninsula tank with high hopes, and really the tank exceeded my expectations. So I've got it all down to a science. I think I've got everything really locked in really well with the lighting, the GHL Mitras, dosing the Kalk, having that elevated pH, a lot of circulation in this Peninsula tank. It certainly had its challenges at the beginning, especially with that circulation in the Peninsula tank. But I feel like I'm really locked in terms of the methods that I'm using to grow corals in this tank. So I really don't feel like it's going to be too difficult to get back to where I was at in terms of the peak of this tank. But it's going to be a slow process. Nothing good happens with a reef tank when you do it too quickly. So this is going to be weeks and weeks, maybe months, before I get to the actual rebooting phase of this tank. I just feel like a lot of the corals in this Peninsula tank have been doing a lot of nutrient export in terms of taking in the nitrates and the phosphates. So I have to be really careful about that, and pulling out too many corals too quickly could lead to problematic algae. So I just want to do it really slow, monitor my levels, really just kind of go by the book, so to speak, and not rush through it. So yeah, that's my decision on the Peninsula tank. Like I said before, it was not an easy decision whatsoever. Perhaps the best reef tank I've ever had in my life in terms of growth and coloration of the aquapora. But I'll get back there soon enough, like I said. So that's gonna do it for this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Until next time, be safe and be well. Later.